Hello again, Vinyl Community. Matt here. Hope everybody had a great Christmas. As I film this, it's about midnight between Christmas Day and Boxing Day, the 26th. So, hope everybody had a great Christmas. Lots of family time, gifts, etc., etc. So, I'm sure that plenty of you got vinyl for Christmas. I actually didn't, but that was kind of a deliberate thing. You know, we have two young children, so my wife and I didn't really do the whole gifting thing so much this year for each other. We did for them, but not for each other. But I do have some records still, some recent finds. So let's get to it. First of all, these were from eBay. Both of these Changes to David Bowie. This was $4.25 plus shipping. I got lucky. It's an auction, and did not think I would get that for $4, but I did. Brand new, still in the shrink, still sealed, and I've now unsealed it. But a little bit of a story behind this. Changes 2 is the only record I have ever, and here's the back of it by the way, that I have ever broken using my spin cleaner to clean a record. And I guess I just wasn't paying attention. I put too much pressure on it. This was a year or two ago, and I broke it, and that really sucked because it's pretty expensive. Usually to find this, you might pay at least $15. Now this of course is a recent repress. It's also on blue vinyl, which is pretty cool. So I thought that was pretty neat. I've given it a real quick spin. Sounds good. The song selection on this is not as, I'd say the songs are not as well known as on Changes 1, but, that's okay. My favorite song here would definitely be Starman, but it also has, Oh You Pretty Things and Ashes to Ashes and so on. John, I'm Only Dancing, but yeah, kind of a must-have for me. Next up, don't laugh, this was $1.99 plus shipping. Jive Bunny and the Master Mixers, the album. Now, many of you may not know what this is, or you might be thinking, what the hell is that? Yes, that is supposed to be a rabbit. Jive Bunny were these two guys, Ian Morgan and Andy Pickles, that's right. These were like DJs, and in the late 80s, 1989 specifically, they teamed up and created this Jive Bunny persona. What they would do was take old songs and mix them. They put a beat, and it was almost a little bit like Stars on 45, that kind of thing. They would often, if they couldn't license a song, they would get the artist to come in and re-record the vocals, which was legal, and get them to put out a as close a version of the song as they could possibly get away with. And it was good. They had several huge hits in the UK. You'll see it says include Swing the Mood and That's What I Like. Both of those were #1 hits. And this was still in the shrink with the hype sticker here. So for $2, why not? Now, I also made recently a trip back to the rat hole. Hadn't been there for probably at least a month. So it was nice to go back and catch up with Chris, the owner, and so on. And I bought 3 records there. Now, these are all upgrade copies of albums that I already had. That's something that I started to do. I have 1 or 2 more like that that are on their way from eBay. And it all kind of stems from my Great November Vinyl Purge last month, where I got rid of a lot of vinyl and trying to focus more on quality versus quantity. But I picked up another copy of Abbey Road. The copy that I had a skip on it. I think it was on the song Because on side 2. And also the copy that I previously had was on my most hated label. And that is the Orange Capital label from, I think it's the mid to late 70s. Never liked that label. Now this one is on the Purple Capital label, and these are quite well regarded as being very nice sounding pressings. So I'm very pleased to pick this up. It's in really beautiful condition actually. Now he wanted $25 for it, and here's the back of it, by the way, which is, yeah, that's kind of up there. That's quite pricey for the rat hole. He's usually really cheap. You know, it's not an outrageous price in today's market, but it's still a little bit rich for my blood. So I bundled a few records together and, you know, ended up getting a discount that way. So I also picked up the Eagles Hotel California. Again, I did already have this. This is a later pressing. The original pressing, which I had before, is a gatefold, but mine had somebody's initials on the back. Not a deal breaker, but, you know, you'd rather not have it. And also, at the very start of the title track, Hotel California, there was a really annoying pop that went on for about 30 seconds, all through the quiet part. You know, every few seconds you'd hear dip, 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 you know, and it was and once you'd heard it, you couldn't unhear it. It was distracting. And so I'd always said to myself, well, if I found another copy at the right price, I would pick it up. So this was $6.99. That's a great price for this album, actually. Still in the shrink. It's in really nice condition. It plays beautifully. And I'd rather have a first pressing, all things being equal, but all other things being equal, I'd rather have a copy in nicer condition that plays great. So, and there's the back of it. If I remember, on the back of the original pressing, I think, is this picture inside the gatefold? I don't remember. Somebody can tell me. Okay. And then the third album I picked up from the rat hole, again, this is a replacement for one that I already had. That's ABC, The Lexicon of Love. Now this copy is still in the shrink. It still has the original price sticker on it, actually, from looks like Tower Records back in the day, which was $7.99. And Chris at the rat hole said he would let me have it for the same price, which that's a decent price for this album. Especially, I mean, this is just the record itself is just near mint. It's just beautiful. And to get it still in the shrink is really nice. That's the back of it. The most well-known songs on here are Poison Arrow and The Look of Love, both of which were big hits in the UK as well. So that was nice to pick that up too. And all three of those, so the ABC, Abbey Road, and Hotel California, all three for $36, which I think is, you know, it's okay. It's fair. Now, this past weekend, I also went to the Mad Platter, which is a store here in Riverside, California, a record store. Here's some footage of it. And I met up with my friend Charlie there. Charlie, if you've been watching my videos for a little while, Charlie is the friend who very generously gave me the copies of Pink Floyd, Wish You Were Here, and Nirvana in Euro. Excuse me. So, very nice guy. And yeah, nice to meet up with him. He bought quite a few things. I think he spent like double what I did. So I hope that's okay with his wife. But so let me show you what I picked up there. Just two records, but I was very pleased. First up is Spandau Ballet Parade. Now, Spandau Ballet were huge in the UK for a little while. The most well-known song is True, massive #1 hit. I think that was also a hit in the US, at least to some extent. But I already have the album that True is on. Didn't have any other albums, so very nice to get Parade. And even better, this is a Japanese pressing, and it's just in lovely condition. It really is. Here's the back of it. Only When You Leave is the big song from here. I'll Fly For You was another single release as well. And I'll show you the gatefold here. There we go. There's the band right there. Yeah. And let's have a look at the record. It's on the Chrysalis label right there. The insert has Japanese writing on it. Let me pick that out. Right here. So that's pretty cool. I only have a few other Japanese pressings, so this was only $7, $6.99. I thought that was I couldn't believe it actually that it was as cheap as that for a Japanese pressing. And then finally, the last album I got. This was the most expensive one, most expensive out of all of these that I've shown you actually. So, the Mad Platter has a section near the front for new arrivals, and they have several crates, you know, and stuff sits up there for, I don't know, a couple of weeks maybe, before it then gets moved out into the bins, you know, or the crates in the rest of the store. And Charlie had found two U2 albums, the Joshua Tree and the one that I got. He didn't know which one to get, and he kept going back and forth on it. And finally, I said to him, well, look, I said, I actually wouldn't mind one of those myself. I said, I don't really mind which one. I don't own either of the albums. And, you know, whichever one you get, I'll get the other one. And he said, well, which one do you want? And I said, no. You found them. You go ahead and pick. So he went with the Joshua Tree. So I picked up 18 singles. Now, this was $25, and that, honestly, that really is top dollar for this. You could buy it brand new for $25. However, this is a UK pressing, so you could buy a brand new US pressing for $25. I'm not sure what it would cost to import a UK copy. Here's our little Made in England sticker at the back as well. And it says the Ultimate U2 Collection, featuring 2 new singles, plus an album booklet. So it's a double album. As it suggests, there's 18 tracks, and here's the back of it. And I'll read out the track listing. Beautiful Day, I Still Haven't Found What I'm Looking For, Pride in the Name of Love, With or Without You, Vertigo, New Year's Day, Mysterious Ways, Stuck in a Moment You Can't Get Out of, Where the Streets Have No Name, Sweetest Thing, Sunday Bloody Sunday, One, Desire, Walk On, Elevation, Sometimes You Can't Make It On Your Own, The Saints Are Coming, which is a duet of sorts with Green Day, and Window in the Skies. Now, I have to admit, I don't know the last 2 songs. Maybe they were massive hits, but I do not think they should have included the last 2 songs. You know, if you talk about 18 singles, and you're calling it the Ultimate U2 Collection, this should have included The Fly and The Unforgettable Fire. They should have put both of those in. But, you know, it's okay. I mean, it is what it is. But I do like the fact that it includes some more recent songs, like, well, I was going to say Sweetest Thing, that's from the late 90s, but you know, like Walk On and Elevation, Sometimes You Can't Make It On Your Own, that type of thing. So it's nice to get some that are from the 90s and 2000s versus just being from the 80s. So that's kind of cool. So yeah, $25, but it's in really nice condition. Very pleased to grab it. One of the sides has a scuff on it, but I gave it a listen at the store, and it wasn't audible, so I thought, you know, it's okay, it's not a deal breaker. So yeah, U2 18 singles. I'm not like a massive U2 fan, gotta be honest, so the idea is that this would kind of tide me over. I don't feel compelled to buy their albums particularly, although I would have bought the Joshua Tree had Charlie wanted to buy this one instead. And then that probably would have pretty much finished my U2 collection. I only have 2 of their other albums. I have Rattle and Hum and War, the first album. But yeah, very pleased to pick that up. So that's it. Yeah, again, hope everybody had a really great Christmas. I got more videos coming. There'll be more between now and the new year for sure. And if you'd like to, please hit the subscribe button. If you're not a subscriber, you'll also be notified of any new videos that I post if you hit the bell icon that's right next to the subscribe button. Yeah, oh, and I think I mentioned it a video or 2 ago, but I do have a new Instagram account, which is, you know, sort of newfangled for me in a way. I hadn't really used it before. I figured I would take the plunge and start showing photos of vinyl and the stereo equipment and so on. So I've started doing that. If you look, I think it's in my profile. If you look in the picture, you'll see there's a button for my Instagram account, but it's Matt Hayes Vinyl. That's the name, all one word, Matt Hayes Vinyl. So yeah, always appreciate you guys' comments. Appreciate everybody who watches. And until next time, thanks for watching. Bye bye.